Welcome back, everyone. It is Sunday sit-down time. We've got KTGR's Andy Humphrey joining me for Sunday sit-down tonight. It kind of feels like we're in the season where every game means a lot to your postseason hopes. Kind of a critical time of year, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Definitely gets more nip and tuck, and you see the light at the end of the tunnel. So all these teams out here are trying to really make sure they're on their point.
Well, I want to dive into these diamond sports. Let's talk with baseball. Obviously, wrapping up their series with LSU today. Did lose that series. Kind of felt like a critical series finale today. You'd like to steal one away from the defending national champs, of course. What do you think this means, when you look at SEC tournament hosts? 12 teams make it, right? Mizzou tied for the number 11 seed right now with Ole Miss. But where do you think this leaves them right now?
Yeah, I mean, this game here today that they had a chance to get and have a chance to win a series, it does sting a little bit more when you let that fall by the wayside, especially when you get an early lead and then you're unable to keep it, and you had chances maybe to get back into the game. But it sure seemed that the offense just was chasing a few too many things outside of the zone to try and get back into the game, maybe being a little too aggressive, trying to do too much, didn't simplify things and just tried to inch their way back in once LSU started to get their offense going. But in the grand scheme of things, I mean, the bright side is that they did win a game in this series, so that means they stay ahead of LSU in the standings. If it ended today, they would be in the SEC tournament. Problem is, there's still more season to go, and this was one of the, I think, easier series that they had to deal with remaining on their SEC schedule. They've got Tennessee coming up. They've got South Carolina. I mean, they will have an easier series against Auburn, who's last in the SEC standings. But as we know in this league, nothing is easy. So they're really going to have to scrape and claw now to make sure that they stay in front of LSU, who's going to be the bigger threat to unseating them in one of those SEC tournament spots.
I feel like it's really been an interesting team to watch. You see really high highs, with the Florida sweep, and then really low lows at some points in the season. I feel like the one thing we've heard from Carrot consistently is he wants consistency, right? But it feels pretty inconsistent. It feels like they haven't put a whole game together. What are you seeing on that front?
Yeah, I mean, it's how you win in this league because everybody is going to have that same trait. They're going to be pretty much the same team that they've been all season long. And Missouri's trying to find out what their identity is. And so we'll see what they can develop over the next few weeks. And of course, in Carrick Jackson's time here, he's trying to build this program. But I think you're still seeing some of the cracks of what they've been trying to put together this year. And yeah, the offense just hasn't been there every single day. They will have some good days. They'll have some good offensive outbursts from time to time, and it's happened in SEC games. But again, you're just searching for that same type of day in, day out. All right, what's our identity and how can we approach winning today?
Well, obviously keeping in mind, too, that this is his first season here at Mizzou. From a standpoint of obviously you want to make the SEC tournament and you want to make a run in the postseason, but how big is this year? Just from a development standpoint, obviously we've seen a little bit of development, it seems like, too.
Yeah, for sure. And again, being able to make the conference tournament and not be left out from it is certainly something that you want to do to make sure that you let teams know that you belong in this league. Now, of course, this will be the last year where you get that measuring stick because everyone's going to make the SEC tournament next year once Oklahoma and Texas come in. So again, I think there's a sense of pride that, hey, you don't want to be the two teams left sitting at home knowing that they don't have a chance to play in postseason. So I think that's the motivating factor. Can they make sure their spot in Hoover stays intact? These will be some important games coming up to make sure they do that, though.
Well, I want to jump over to softball. Kind of a different situation here. We were talking before we sat down. It kind of feels like as long as, nothing goes horribly wrong at the end of the season here, that they should host a regional here in Columbia, you would think. Feels like now they're planning to host a super regional. You kind of agree with that thought?
I mean, it's certainly a goal. They can still attain that for sure. I'm sure they wanted to win this series this weekend. It was kind of tough on them. The weather changed the schedule a little bit. They were playing the last two games on Saturday to make sure they avoided rain on Sunday in Athens. And they're dealing with a tough team, too. I think into this weekend, Missouri was 7 in RPI and Georgia was 6. So losing 2 out of 3 on the road against a team like that shouldn't hurt your standing too much in that ranking. They came in number 13, I think, in most of the other rankings. I think they still have to make sure they keep up their level of play that they have been playing at to solidify their spot in the top 16, which would allow them to host the first weekend in the NCAAs. But yeah, that goal is still on the table, and we'll see if they're able to attain it. They've got the runway to be able to do so, and it'll just be up to them to keep up that level of play.
Well, it seems like, you're wanting some consistency out of that lineup? Seems like the top half of the lineup can hit or the bottom. It doesn't seem like it can come all together all at once. What do you think they need to do there towards this back half of the season, obviously when you're entering postseason play, to kind of put that all together?
I mean, again, the approach is very important for each individual player, and we're seeing a team that doesn't have to rely upon the home run as much as I think maybe in years past they did. They're really good at going station to station and finding the timely hit when they need it, and then they rely upon their pitching to keep the zeros coming on the other end. Abby Hay has really stepped up in the power role. We've seen Maddie Gallagher really step up offensively this year in some timely spots. Of course, Jenna Laird and Alex Honnold have kept doing what they've been doing, and we've expected that. But again, I'm sure Larissa Anderson is looking for other spots of that lineup that she can rely upon so that you don't have to worry about where you are in the order to be able to get that timely hit and be able to keep the margin in your favor, because as we know in this league, it is razor thin. Every single one of the games this weekend against Georgia was razor thin. So, if they're able to keep that up for these last couple of series, which I think will be pretty manageable for them, home against Mississippi State and at South Carolina, then they'll be in the spot where they want to be.
Well, should make for a very interesting few weeks here. Thanks for joining me to break it all down.
Hey, thanks so much.
For the rest of you guys, we'll be right back after the break.